versus Roman Kopylov. I feel like Roman Kopylov is a kind of chinny. Um, Paulo Costa is very solid. Not many people can knock him out, but at the same time, Paulo Costa has not been the same in a very long time, right? Paulo Costa, like, actually, let's before we do anything else, let's actually go through Paulo Costa's resume, because Paulo Costa has not been doing well. For to be honest, I know a lot of people are saying Paulo Costa, Israel Adesanya took something away from him, but I feel like even then, Paulo Costa has not beaten anyone solid in my opinion. Maybe I'm being biased. Maybe I wasn't there for when Paulo Costa was just dominating everyone. But I think the best wins he has is Yoel Romero and Uriah Hall, if I'm not mistaken. And for me personally, I don't rate those wins that highly. But let's actually go through Paulo Costa's resume a little bit because Paulo Costa has been performing horribly, and he hasn't been very active. That has actually impacted his rise to the top. So Paulo Costa beat some guy named McLeland um, via TKO. Okay. He beat Bangusi. I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. TKO. First round, second round, I mean. And then he beat Hendricks. Yeah, Johnny Hendricks. Cheesy Rich, this is an interesting fight for me. Chris Curtis versus Kopylov was way too close until the head kick. But Polo just doesn't even seem to care anymore. Yeah, 100%. Because that's another thing that I'm actually considering right now. But I'll get to that. I just want to go through his resume a little bit. So he beat Johnny Hendricks, but Hendricks was old, man. Um, TKO, um, second round. Uriah Hall, TKO, second round. Yoel Romero, decision. So for me personally, up until this point, I will say Yoel Romero is a good win. Uriah Hall is a good win, and then his next win was Luke Rockhold, and Luke Rockhold was old at that point, right? So Paulo Costa has not won a fight since Uriah Hall, right? Man, this is kind of sad for Paulo Costa. And in all honesty, I genuinely felt like he might have had a shot at winning against Sean Strickland and Robert Whittaker. However, obviously it's Robert Whittaker. Sean Strickland obviously doesn't really fight. He just did tips and jabs. That's why it was even a split decision. That fight was very close in my opinion. I don't know. I feel like Paulo Costa is a tank, but he doesn't have a lot of power, right? Paulo Costa is a tank, but he doesn't have a lot of power. However, I think I'm worried because of the fact that Paulo Costa is a tank. Because I just feel like Roman Kopylov is chinny, you know? I feel like Paulo Costa might be able to touch Roman Kopylov and just knock him out. And by the way, Paulo Costa is not a knockout artist. Tweezy Rich DDP beating Sean over 5 rounds is one of the most impressive things I see no one talk about. Yeah, that was like an impressive performance. Like DDP's performance against Shaw Strickland was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. I 100% agree with you, especially considering what do you call him? Shaw Strickland was able to do to Israel Adesanya. It shows an evolution in Dricus Duplessis' striking abilities. 5-0 against a decisionator as well. Yeah, that's crazy, man. um, so let's get to the breakdowns of the fight. Roman Kopylov is going to have a 3-inch reach advantage. As far as finishing ability, both of them are pretty good at finishing fights, but Paulo Costa has not won a fight in a very long time. I generally don't want to count the Luke Rockhold fight, but I'll count it. Luke Rockhold was so old, man, so I don't know if I should even count it, but it is what it is. And then, as far as finishing abilities, I mean, both of them are basically above 86, 86% as far as finishing abilities, specifically knockout ability. They're pretty good at getting TKOs. So as far as output, Paulo Costa is a little bit more active. He throws a little bit more, so it might give him an advantage as far as maybe if it goes to a decision, which might probably happen. Um, Technical striking ability, I think I'm going to give it to Roman Kopylov. Combined with the fact that he has a reach, I also think Roman Kopylov is going to be a little bit better defensively. However, I still feel like Paulo Costa. I still maintain that I feel like Roman Kopylov is very chinny. Even though Paulo Costa, for me personally, has not knocked out anyone since Uriah Hall. And when was that? Like Uriah Hall is retired. That's how long ago that was. So that's not very impressive. Um, Jake Jones, I'm a punch you in the face. I'm a go 1-0. Okay. So, I, Paulo Costa, the last time that Paulo Costa knocked down anyone was Uriah Hall. That's kind of crazy. And Uriah Hall is currently retired. So that just goes to show you how long ago that was. You know? So, Paulo Costa is not good at knocking people out. But in this particular fight, I feel like Kopylov is chinny. It doesn't take much to knock him out, to be honest. Renier the coin tosser. I like Costa's chances in this fight, but I think Kopylov probably catches him and puts him down. Yeah, I could see that, but Costa is such a tank that I feel like this is probably going to be a decision. Um, I could see Kopylov dropping him a couple of times. I don't know if he actually finishes him, but maybe he might be able to find a finish. Um, but in this particular fight, the only thing that concerns me is that I feel like Paulo Costa might be able to take Roman Kopylov's shots, but I don't know if Roman Kopylov is going to be able to take Costa's shots, right? Because, like I said, I feel like Roman Kopylov is very chinny. I don't feel like it's going to take much to put him away. But in this fight, he's going to be better defensively. Costa is going to be throwing a little bit more, which is probably why he gets so tired early. But he throws a lot, right? He's going to be throwing a little bit more than Roman Kopylov in this particular fight. But defensively, Roman Kopylov. So technical striking abilities, obviously Roman Kopylov, combined with the fact that he is going to be defensively better on the feet. He's going to have a 3-inch reach advantage. I think that's going to give him a bit of an advantage as far as the striking goes. Um, Costa took big shots from Romero. To be fair, yeah, that's one of the things that I'm actually worried about. Twizy Rich, give Jake big uncle. Yeah, Jake Jones. You and me 1 round, bro. Of fighting. I You guys always want to fight me on the stream. I don't know what's happening. You're not even in South Africa. Like maybe if you're in South Africa, consider it. So as far as this particular fight goes, I feel like Roman Kopylov is the better technical fighter, right? Um, I feel like he's technically better, but something just tells me if Costa lands a good shot, he's probably going to put him down. I'm waiting for Roman Kopylov to actually prove me wrong. I'm still picking Roman Kopylov. I just feel like he's chinny. And Rene, the coin tosser actually reminded me of the fact that Costa was able to take Yoel Romero's shots, which was honestly impressive, and which basically goes back to what I was saying. I feel like Costa can take what do you call him, Kopylov's shots, but I don't know if Kopylov can take Costa's shots, man. I could see him getting hurt pretty badly. My subscribers and I are going with Roman Kopylov, but man, I'm going off of technique. I'm going off of defense. I feel like Kopylov will be defensively better on the feet. But I don't know, man. I don't think it's going to take much for Costa to actually knock him out. Especially if even if apart from Yoel Romero fight, um, apart from the Yoel Romero fight, when you look at the Luke Rockhold fight as well, I don't know if Roman Kopylov can get into a slugfest. Right? That's one of the things that actually that's what I wanted to articulate. To be honest, I don't know if Roman Kopylov can get into a slugfest. He can technically outstrike you. He can knock you out. He can do certain things, but I don't know if he can get into a slugfest. Can he take a shot and land one? It's kind of hard to actually assess. I don't think this fight is going to go to the ground, but even there, I don't know. I feel like Costa has some grappling. Kopylov also has some grappling. I don't know who to give it to. I mean, when was the last time Costa grappled anyone? At least Kopylov actually has used it pretty recently. This is probably one of the hardest fights to actually predict because when we're talking about technique alone, nothing else, we're not talking about anything else. If we're talking about who's the better technical fighter here, 100% Roman Kopylov. Both of them have finishing abilities. I don't trust Costa to finish anything because, like I said, the last person that Costa finished was Uriah Hall, right? So Costa is unable to finish anything, right? So having any confidence in Costa to finish a fight is like waiting for Santa Claus on Christmas. Um, I don't know. It might happen. Who knows? But Costa's last time finishing anyone was Uriah Hall, and Uriah Hall is retired now. That's how long ago it was, right? So, uh, you know, I'm just curious as to see how this fight honestly plays out. This is hard, man. This is so hard. I wish Kopylov had a chin. You know, like I wish Kopylov had a chin. I just can't get this picture of Costa landing something clean and Kopylov being stumbled, Costa chasing him down and then TKOing him on the ground with ground and pound. And look at me saying Costa's going to get a finish. And I'm at the same time arguing that Costa can't finish a fight. You know, like, let me respond to you guys, man. This card is probably going to be flipping hard to actually predict, man. Um, Twizy Rich, I think Kopylov has a weak gas tank. Yeah, that's another thing, man. That's another thing. I don't know who to go with here, to be honest. I'm going with the technique, man. On the feet, Kopylov has the finishing ability, the technique, the defense. Like everything has to is on Kopylov's side. I just can't shake the feeling that it won't take much for Costa to put him away. That's my only concern. I feel like Kopylov. if you touch him with a couple of, if Costa touches him with like a clean shot, which might potentially happen, I don't know if Kopylov is going to be able to take it. Like everything tells me Kopylov has to win this fight, right? So the only thing that is making me struggle here is because Costa might touch him, and when he touches him, like I said, Kopylov, I don't see Kopylov in a slugfest. I don't see him in a slobber knocker, as they like to call it. I don't see him taking one to land one, taking one to land one, which is what Costa is going to do. I mean, but Israel Adesanya didn't have to do that. But I mean, Kopylov is not Israel Adesanya. Right. Shoshot McGee, what up, my guy? Welcome to the stream, man. Costa hasn't done anything good in the last 3 years. I agree. Tuzerich, that's my worry. I mean, look how gassed he was versus Curtis. Yeah, that's true. Tuzerich, Costa ID. I don't know what that means. Rene, the coin tosser. I think Costa needs to work the body if he wants to slow Kopylov down. Okay, that's a solid point. Or rather, that's an interesting insight of you. Shoshat McGee, this fight is a C level. Roman has will be good. Shoshat McGee, Roman has better body kicks than Costa. Okay, I mean that's why I'm like, obviously Kopylov is more technically better. That's why I'm picking him. I'm just worried that Kopylov might not be able to take anything that Costa throws. Rene, the coin toss, I think Kopylov can outland and outvolume Costa. Outland, I agree. I don't know about outvolume. He will cost is he will Costa is a counter merchant. And so flat-footed Roman is going to be dancing on this fool. Big Sam, Secret Juice. I'm sure Sean McGee. Chris's jab is what gave Roman problems, but Costa doesn't jab at all. Okay, interesting. Sean McGee. The last people Costa did good against are all retired. Yoel, Luke, Hall. Yeah, 100%. And even the Luke Rockhold fight was kind of iffy, even though he won clearly. Rene, the coin toss up. When has Kopylov been chinned? I don't actually. Let me actually look at. I don't know. I feel like he gets he reacts to certain. You know what? Let me actually look at his resume. I think it'll jog my memory a little bit. Um, give me a few seconds. It's still doing its thing. But yeah, I can't recall specifically which fight, but I have this memory of Kopylov being. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining things, man. Maybe I'm imagining things. Let's go to the resume. Let's go through the people that Kopylov actually. Okay. Um. Okay. Kopylov has been fighting pretty decent people. Um. He lost to Duraev via unanimous decision. Beat the Chiroko. I'm not going to even try to see who this is. Via TKO in the third round. He beat Soriano in the second round TKO. He beat Ribeiro. He beat Ribeiro in the second round TKO. Beat Josh Friend in the second round TKO. Lost to Hernandez. Um, via submission, second round. Beat Almeida, split decision. Okay, that's impressive. That's a kickboxer. TKO'd Chris Curtis. I don't know. I think my perception of Roman Kopylov comes from the fight with what do you call him, Almeida. But now in hindsight, Almeida is a kickboxer and he trains with um, Alex Pereira. You know, so maybe I shouldn't be too hard on him. I mean, if you were to ask me who's better at fighting or rather at striking between Almeida and Costa, I'll say Almeida. Definitely Almeida. You know. Am I imagining things, guys? Okay. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I can't shake the feeling that Costa might actually, I don't know, find. Let me not even actually say that. I'm going with Roman Kopylov. My subscribers are going with Roman Kopylov. I think he's better. He's fought and beaten better competition. Okay, he's beaten better competition. Obviously, Costa has fought better competition. Robert Whittaker, Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland. Obviously, he has fought better competition, but I think Roman Kopylov arguably has beaten better competition. I'd take um, Almeida over Yoel Romero. Okay, let me not say that. Let me not say that. Yoel is a legend. But technical striking, I mean, look at his performance against Israel Adesanya. Um, I'm going to say I think Kopylov has beaten better competition in my opinion, or at least lately, right? But uh, I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining things. I just have this idea. I can't remember when I saw this, but I feel like even if he wasn't rocked, I feel like Kopylov. Let me not go into that because I can't even defend what I'm saying currently. And I know you guys are going to challenge it. So let me just leave it. My subscribers and I are going with Kopylov. Uh, okay. Another coin tosser, let me check. Joshua McGee, Costa just hands for KO, counters and lets the fight slip away. I agree. Another coin tosser, what makes you think Kopylov is chinny? I think his last two fights, right? Specifically the fight against Almeida, even though he wasn't rocked, I don't feel like he can take like a solid punch. He's good defensively, right? Which is something I've highlighted. I just don't feel like he's going to be able to take Costa's punches. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I, I need to go back and watch these fights, man. I generally should have found specifically the last couple of fights because my perception comes from some of his performances. Shoshat McGee, Roman will blast the body kicks and the straight left hands all night to a decision. Renee coin toss. Acosta was good in like 2019, but nowadays he kind of sucks. I mean, he went to a decision with Robert Whittaker and Sean Strickland. Shows improvement. Shoshat McGee, Costa doesn't even have many KOs in the UFC. Yeah, it doesn't have that many KOs. That's true. Renee coin toss. Doesn't Kopylov have 12 out of 14 wins coming by TKO? It's hard to say he doesn't get a finish because Strickland and Whitaker don't have the power that Kopylov has. Okay, solid point. Shoshan McGee, man, Kopylov has some of the best striking at 185. He just sometimes leaves his chin up on his wash out of the pocket, but his on his way out of the pocket, but his chin seems to always hold up. Okay, Another contest, I would consider picking Costa if I knew he would grapple well, but he doesn't grapple. He's just an oaf. Goodwill 1998. Can you do Derek Lewis post-fight speech impression? I don't do impressions, my guy. DJ Panda. Hola, saludadas. Espana, Crez, Kuegana, Alan. I don't speak. Is it Portuguese or Spanish? I don't. I kind of understand some of what you said. Shoshon McGee, he ate short of Almeida. Yeah, Shoshon McGee. I think Roman can put Wrestle Costa as well. Yeah, I agree. Costa only has good takedown defense. He has bad takedowns. He is a BJJ guy. Yeah, Rene the coin tosser. Roman won't wrestle Costa. He will look for underhooks in the clinch if Costa attempts takedowns. Shoshat McGee, Costa lost to Marvin on the feed and switched weight classes. I forgot. I forgot that. Goodwill. Tonight gonna be lots of ground and pound. To the rich, I'd say he took a round off Whitaker, but it was cause of a damn spinning heel kick. That's true, guys. Let me go to the last fight now. Um, yeah, Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. But what the UFC is doing to us is not fair, man. Like Costa and Kopylov are the co-main event. How is this even a pay-per-view? I feel bad for the people paying $80 for pay-per-view. At least in South Africa, we pay a monthly fee for a variety of channels like MTV, BET, and a couple of like. There's so much variety, including sports channels, and where we can see UFC and WWE live, and the cost of it in South Africa for all of that is like, how much is it in American dollars? Like somewhere around $80 for an entire month. So we get all fight nights and all pay-per-views for UFC and all SmackDown and Raw and pay-per-views, all of them for that $30 in South Africa. So I can't imagine anyone who's going to pay $80 for this. I'd be mad, man. Like I'd be if I was paying that much, I'd be mad for one card, and this is the card that I paid for. I'd honestly be mad. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Shoshan McGee the 40-year-old duck. Too rich. I had the D-Rod kill over Ponzi, but Ponzi is done. I have no clue how he was the favorite. Holland chokes him out if it hits the ground, but hard to see either shoot. Yeah, but Holland wins on the feet anyway, in my opinion. Let's go to that fight actually. Juices.